right, this is the Committee on Ways and Means. This is Monday, June 12, 2017. We're at 6 p.m. I have Councilor DeFlorio. I have Councilor De La Sola.
Here.
We have 2 members present at the moment. Do not have a quorum.
I'm gonna stand so with the flag on. Sure.
Wait 2 weeks.
Mr. Chairman, where we don't have a quorum,
Yes.
maybe we can wait 5 minutes. What do you recommend that we do?
Sure, we'll give him 5 minutes, maybe in traffic.
Yeah, try and reach him.
All right, we'll try to reach him and wait 5 minutes and see what
Okay,
happens.
so we'll take a 5-minute break.
5-minute break, yes.
All right,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Councilman Matusky. Is he present? Present. All right, we're back in session. We do have a quorum now. All right, the first piece of business is an order up by Councilor Anthony DePiero as president. In order to transfer $586,000 from budgetary fund balance into the various city fixed cost accounts.
Councilor Florio?
Mr. Chairman, most of these items are things that we have, number one, we have to pay. Number two, we do this almost every year towards the end of the year. So I have no questions. I don't know if my colleagues have any questions, but if they don't, I recommend favorable, send it to the council with favorable recommendation.
Second motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it.
All right, item number 2. Item number 2 is order out by Councilor Anthony DePiero as president. In order to transfer $100,000 from the assessor's overlay surplus account to assessor's professional service account. Everybody has a copy on that desk.
Second motion.
All in favor? Ayes. All opposed? Ayes have it. For item number 2.
All right, item number 3. Order up by Council Anthony DePiero as president. In order to transfer $125,000 from budgetary fund balance into the urban renewal account.
Councilor Matusky?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just have one question. I guess this goes to Mr. Demas.
You want to invite him up?
That's okay?
Okay.
Sure.
Just state your name and your position.
Eric Demas, CFO.
Thank you, Mr. Demas, for appearing tonight in the chamber. Urban renewal. Now, that's associated with the city of Boston. What exactly are we talking about, urban renewal here?
If I may,
I
I
believe
think it would
Tony
be
Souza.
beneficial to invite
Tony C.
Tony Souza up, as it is Tony.
Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, my God.
Good evening, Tony Souza, Director of Planning and Development. Question on urban renewal. This item is a request for $125,000 to allow the city to proceed with their urban renewal plan for Everett Square. This is consistent with, as the council recalls, the work that was done regarding the redesign of Everett Square, and it was one of the recommendations to advance our urban renewal plan to assist with the redevelopment of the key parcels in the square. The cost itself is a cost that was derived from estimates we received from consultants that specialize in this stuff, and it's no different than the urban renewal plan we've just recently completed down in Lower Broadway. Reality, keeping with that same momentum, same type of work and scope that we did in Lower Broadway, and bring that up to the square. No different.
Well, thank you, Mr. Sousa. I did see the plans for the square. You know, that Bouvier building bothers me. The building, for those who don't know, or the Brigham's building, Brigham's Ice Cream Store. It's a horror show there. Nothing has been improved in that property in 50 years. What are your plans for that building? Is this part of it, this renewal money?
This is exactly why we would do an urban renewal plan, would be to look at properties such as that one, to assist with the redevelopment of it, and by redevelopment, identifying that parcel, potentially tapping into funds, and assisting the city and any property owner and maybe future developer with giving them the tools they need to let's say, to square off that parcel, to acquire that parcel or adjacent parcels. The urban renewal plan itself, same thing again. I go back to Lower Broadway. We identified, I believe it was 9 key parcels for redevelopment, and this would be the same thing. The planning process would involve input from the council, from the planning board, and so on, to identify parcels such as that one. But there's others too, I think, that we should also consider to get assistance for.
Well, you know, I'm in favor of this. Everett Square has been at a standstill for a long, long time. And I like the Rite Aid, what I heard was that a development there to remove that building and all
Correct.
kinds of activity going on in that parcel. But I think the white elephant in the square is that Bouvier building. I know it is, as a matter of fact. They haven't even hung an American flag on the 4th of July. I mean, it's just, there's no community relationship with that building at this point. Brigham's has been gone for, I don't know, 15 years. And that was actually a good spot for people to enjoy that building. But other than that, I did read something in the paper that they were going to court for various building code infractions and so forth. So I hope the city, you know, I had brought this up about a year ago, I guess, that, you know, I know we don't use eminent domain too often. We did it for the Sacramone Park with Best Buy and so forth, but I would like to see that building completely gone. But that, you know, you're in the business of redevelopment and so forth, so. But my feelings is that it's a blight, and it's put the brakes on anything positive that can happen in the square. You can dress up all the streets around that building, and if you're still dealing with the nightmare that's there, where are you really going, you know? But that's just my feeling. I'm going to vote in favor of this. I appreciate all the hard work that your offices have done to get Everett Square. When the casino kicks in, people are going to visit this city. They want to see what a little town like a city of Everett looks like. And hopefully it's something that we will be proud of, which we are today, but improvements have to be made to move forward. So I'm in favor of this. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.
Counsel McLaughlin?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, I could not agree more with my colleague from, I think that Everett Square is destined for the next major development, but having a building like that in Everett Square is the whole back of the whole entire overall master plan of Everett Square, moving it forward. Could not agree more with Councilor Matusky. Through you, Mr. Chairman, to Mr. Souza, what do we hope to see as a benefit for this $125,000 that we're going to spend? What is the end goal? What are we looking to find out, or what's the thing that we're zoning in on with this?
Sure.
With this
So basically, on a typical urban renewal plan, and it's no different, it's nothing new, no different than what our neighbors, for example, in Somerville have done with Assembly and also in Chelsea in the Box District and so on. What are we hoping to get out of here? As far as the urban renewal plan, it is, yes, it's a vision, but it's also a redevelopment tool. Redevelopment tool empowering who? Empowering our redevelopment authority that we establish here in the city. For what purpose? To work with developers and existing property owners to revitalize their properties. And whether it be eminent domain, by the way, it's the absolute last resort. There's a tremendous amount of power in the plan just by identifying not only vision, but also financing opportunities, financing mechanisms through having an urban renewal plan. Like I said, we're not alone. This is not the first time we've done it here in Everett, and we're certainly copying the good that's been done in other communities nearby. Urban renewal is not the same as it was back in the 60s. There's very strict guidelines and provisions that we do have to follow. And getting an approved plan, essentially when you have an urban renewal plan, you go through this process guided through the state, through DHCD, and it requires that the plan be approved by them, and it's with their guidance and their statutory review that empowers us, and by us, the redevelopment authority, and by empowering the redevelopment authority, it helps the redevelopment authority assist the property owners and future developers. Thinking again, the Bouvier Building, the Rite Aid, and other parcels that were identified in the UTIL study that we talked about. That this is just continuing on the momentum that I think we've all experienced through that work. And we're excited to keep it moving forward with this.
So, Mr. Susan, when do you think we'll see a benefit out of this money? A year from now, 6 months from now?
Well, the plan itself, thank you. The plan itself would take us about 8 months or so.
8 months.
And then obviously approval from the state. So when we did the URP before, the Urban Renewal Plan in Lower Broadway, it was about 8 to 12 months.
Okay. And my only last comment that I'll make on this is, I'm not sure my colleagues may or may not know, but the Bouvier Building has gone in through in-depth court issues. I don't know if it's too late at this point to be able to really work with the developer or the owner of the building. I'm not sure where it stands in their court, but I believe it's pretty far along. So I don't know how we can get involved or how we can be helpful with trying to assist, but something needs to happen with that building because currently it is a safety hazard for all residents. Anybody walking by there is taking a chance. That building is structurally unsafe. It's an issue today. So I'm not sure where we can go with this, and that's why I'm not sure that spending this money is the best idea, because I think there's a bigger problem here in Everett Square, and it generates from that building. Have you guys internally talked about that? Have you guys internally talked with the building department about how that we work with that building owner on trying to get him to do something to that building?
We've absent of what has happened, they've had some issues with the structure itself, and they've been working closely, and the building department's been working with them. But again, this isn't the only property in Everett Square that has potential, and I firmly believe that with the commitment from here and having the urban renewal plan in place, empowering the redevelopment authority, it gives the city and prospective developers and existing property owners, those that wish to participate, the power and the impact that we want to have in Everett Square. And instead of the wait-and-see mode, I firmly believe it's the more proactive mode that we can engage in properly. And again, not only for that property, because absolutely that is a major impetus as to it's an anchor for Everett Square, but it's not only that property.
And you hit the nail right on the head. It's the anchor, and I'm not sure that we're going to be able to attract the type of developers to the circumference of Everett Square the way we want to until that building is resolved or until something is done with that building.
Right.
No other major developer is going to come into the circumference of Everett Square if
Sure.
we were to draw a circle around what's considered Everett Square
Right.
until that one building is rectified or dealt with.
Right.
And that's why I'm not sure that spending this money right now is the best. I'm going to vote for it tonight, to be very truthful, but I'm just hoping that we're going to be able to figure out what to do with the anchor of Everett Square, which is that one building, because you're not going to attract the type of developers you want in the city until that building is resolved, until the Everett Square area, until that building is resolved. So if you can pass that along to the administration, and I know that they're serious about it as well as we here on the city council are, but that something needs to be addressed with that building going forward sooner than later.
Sure.
Thank you, Mr.
Point well
Souza.
taken.
Councilor Florio?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Souza, does the study also include Norwood Street?
It does.
So this
It does.
$125,000 would also cover Norwood
At
Street?
Norwood Street, we're looking at Chelsea Street,
Chelsea Street,
Broadway,
High School Street?
School Street, exactly. We're even looking at extending it as far as, and even beyond, if we can, logistically, beyond the old Everett High School as well. So it's
I'd like
not
to see it go
simply
all
that
the way
corner.
down to Glendale Square.
Likewise.
Okay?
Likewise.
Because if we're gonna do something, you know, this train is going forward, don't put the brakes on it, okay? Leave it on drive and keep going. We don't wanna go backwards anymore. This is 40 years in the coming, and I thank you very much in the administration for having someone like you to see the inside of the city. It's a long time waiting for it. We've been very patient, and you have no idea. My heart melts to know that the city is finally going forward. That's what I ran for, and I appreciate you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Just Mayor from the chair. It's good to see this. It's a great idea. And we're doing our parks, we're doing the streets, the schools. You know, it's just a continuation of Everett moving forward here. Because right now, you know yourself, when the sun goes down, there's nothing inviting you to go down to Everett Square. You have the 810, and that's it for restaurants and stores. There's nothing there to go at night, so it's just a dead area. So I'm going to vote in favor for this. Thank you.
So if we're all done, excuse with the customary thanks,
Yes.
and favorable recommendation on the order, refer it to the city council.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it.
Make a motion to adjourn?
All in favor? Opposed? Ayes have had it. All adjourned. Thank you.